Today we will be subtracting rational numbers. When we are subtracting rational numbers, we need to use the same rules we used for subtracting integers. Okay, and that is first thing we need to do is we need to add the opposite. Then we follow addition rules. And addition rules say same signs, we add and keep the sign, and different signs, subtract, and keep the sign of the larger absolute value. Okay, so subtracting, we have negative 3 and 65 hundredths minus negative 4 and 2 tenths. So my first number stays the same, negative 3 and 65 hundredths. We add the opposite. So add the opposite of negative 4 and 2 tenths is positive 4 and 2 tenths. Now our addition rules, we have opposite signs here. So we have 3 and 65 hundredths and 4 and 2 tenths. So we are going to subtract these. 4.2 minus 3.65. Add a 0 here. Borrow, 10 minus 5 is 5. Borrow again, 11 minus 6 is 5. 3 minus 3 is 0. And I keep the sign of the larger absolute value. Positive 4.2 has a larger absolute value than negative 3 and 65 hundredths. So my solution here is 55 hundredths, and it's positive. Right here, we are doing the same thing. We have 6 and 52 hundredths minus negative 3 and 4 tenths. So we add the opposite. So this becomes 6 and 52 hundredths plus 3 and 4 tenths. Okay, same sign. So we add and it's going to be positive. So we have 3.4. We add 2 plus 0, 5 plus 4, 3 plus 6. And we end up with 9 and 92 hundredths. Okay, let's take a look at this one as well, negative 3 and 6 tenths minus 2 fifths. So we have negative 3 and 6 tenths, and then the negative becomes a positive, and then this positive 2 fifths becomes negative. So now we do plus negative 2 and 5 tenths. Okay, so now we have same signs, so we're going to add them, and our sign is going to be negative because they are both negative now. 5 plus 6 is 11, carry my 1, 2 plus 1 plus 3 is 6, and that is going to be negative. So my solution is negative 6 and 1/10. Okay, so when you just see that single sign, remember this is a positive here. Okay, when we're looking at our signs. Okay, so we have to make it the opposite. Okay, negative 7 and 1/10 plus negative 4 and 5/8 when we do our adding the opposite. Okay, and I'll let you do that one on your own. Let's take a look at some fractions. Remember, when we add and subtract fractions, we need to have common denominators. So we are going to turn these into improper fractions and then find common denominators. So 8 times 12 plus 7 is 103 over 12. And then minus a negative, I'm going to add the opposite. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. That's going to become plus positive 4 and 3/4. And then I'm going to turn that into an improper fraction. 4 times 4 plus 3 is 19 over 4. My common denominator is going to be 12 here. So 103 over 12 remains the same. And then I have to multiply 4 times 3 to get 12 as my denominator, which means I'm going to do the same thing to the top. And 19 times 3 is going to be 57. and I add them. Denominator stays the same. 57 plus 103 is 160, and 160 divided by 12 simplifies to 13 and 1/3, or 13.3 repeating. Okay, either one of those would be correct. Okay, hardest part here is finding that common denominator. You follow the same rules that we've been following. Okay, so number 11 here, negative 5/8 minus 3 and 5/6. So we have negative 5/8 plus negative 3 and 5/6. I'm going to turn this into an improper fraction. 3 times 6 is 18, plus 5 is 23 over 6. Common denominator between these is going to be 24, and 8 times 3 is 24, so 5 times 3 is going to be 15. And 6 times 4 is 24, so 23 times 4, 92. Then we're doing negative 15 plus negative 92. My denominator again stays the same sign, so we add 92 plus 15, and we are going to get 107, and your answer is going to stay negative because we keep the signs. Okay, negative 107 over 24, and that is going to become 4 and 11/24. Okay, either one of those will work. There are several more for you to try on your own. And here are some where we are evaluating algebraic expressions. This one gives us a minus b, and they tell us a is 6 and 1/4 and b is negative 7 and 4/10. So we're just substituting these numbers in for the variables. Okay, so we have 6 and 1/4 minus, and because this is a negative 7 and 4/10, I'm going to go ahead and put that in parentheses. Okay, and you can turn these both into fractions or both into decimals. And 1/4 is easily written as a decimal. It is 0.25, so I have 6.25 minus negative 7.4. I'm going to add the opposite, so that becomes addition. So I'm going to do 6 and 25/100 plus 7 and 4/10. 5 plus 0 is 5. 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 plus 7 is 13. And it is positive because these are both positive. Okay, I'll let you try this one on your own. You're just substituting in for those numbers. Again, use parentheses to separate those signs to help you remember to do all of the steps properly.